Any questions to ask? Okay. So what I'm going to call this is departmental. Sorry, I'll put the name of the firm. Lotus Stores Limited. Okay. We have the departmental trading and profit and loss account for the year ended. Have they given us the year ended? Okay, we don't know the year ended, but from this date we can find out 31st December 31st December 2011. 31st December 2011. Komal, we don't only prepare trading and profit and loss, we prepare trading, profit and loss, departmental trading, profit and loss. If the problem requires, we may have a general profit and loss, and sometimes they could ask a balance sheet as well. But the balance sheet and all are not very complicated, they are very small. The main thing is your main marks are for this departmental trading, profit and loss. Okay. So we have the particulars. The three departments here are ABC, particulars ABC, particulars ABC. So first we prepare the trading account. Okay. How do we start the trading account? The first thing is, the first item is always, be a little quick to answer. The first item is always opening stock. You always start the trading account with opening stock, and if you see the opening stock on 1st January is 50, 70 and 10. 50,000, 70,000 and 10,000. Okay. Next, what do we normally have? Purchase after opening stock to after opening stock we normally have, what's the next item? Two purchases. Now what happens here is, normally when we show purchases in trading account, we show two purchases less returns. Okay, but it becomes a little difficult to show two purchases then less returns and then have another figure here. Okay, figure of the difference. So what I'm going to show it as two purchases less returns. We call it this way. So how I'm going to show two purchases less returns is, you have your purchases minus the returns. Okay, so your purchases is 2 lakhs, returns outward. These are purchase returns are 20,000. So your purchases less returns will be 1 lakh 80,000. Is that clear? Why I'm not showing less returns? Because I'll have 2 lakhs minus 20,000 and then I'll have another figure. Then while adding, it becomes a problem. Is that clear? So for department B, it will be 3 lakhs minus 10,000, that is 2 lakh 90,000. And for department C, it will be 8 lakhs minus 30,000, which will be 7 lakhs 70,000. 7 lakhs 70,000. So I've shown it as purchases less returns. Similarly, we have sales given to us. So again, I'm going to show the same way, by sales less returns. Okay, so returns inward, 6 lakh 10,000 minus 10,000 will give you 6 lakhs. Then 1 lakh 22,000 minus 20,000 will give you 1 lakh 2,000. And here 1 lakh 18 lakhs 30,000 minus 13,000 will give you 18 lakhs. Just be careful of the figure, they are very large amounts. This is 18 lakhs. 18 lakhs 30,000 minus 30,000 will give me 18 lakhs. Is that clear? We also have wages. Okay. Now, besides wages, we have to also show the closing stock. We also have transfers. Now, just to maintain a format, I always prefer to show, after purchases and sales, I prefer to show the interdepartmental transfers. Okay, so two interdepartmental interdepartmental transfers, and here we have by interdepartmental transfers. Two interdepartmental transfers and by interdepartmental transfer. Now we need to be a little careful here. Pay attention. Now we'll just look at what A has transferred. Okay, so basically if A has transferred, for A it is like sales. So if you see here, goods transferred from department A to B and to C. So for A has transferred to B 10,000 and A has transferred to C 20,000. So basically total that A has transferred is how much? 10,000 plus 20,000, which comes to 30,000. Just pay attention. I think once I do fill up all these three columns on either side, you will understand. So A has transferred 30,000 in total. How did I get 30, 10 and 20? Now let's look at what B has transferred. Okay, B has transferred to C 10,000 and to A 5,000. So B has transferred a total of 15,000. We treated exactly like sales. We treated exactly like sales because the goods have gone out from the department. So B has transferred a total of 10 and 5. Similarly, C has transferred to A 7 and to B 9. So C has transferred a total of 16. 9 plus 7 is 16. Now let's see what they have received. Let's see what they have received. A has received from, now we need to see where from whom A has received. Okay, so here A is receiving from B. How much A is receiving from B? A is receiving 5,000 and A is also receiving from C here 7,000. Look very carefully. A is receiving from B 5,000 and A is also receiving from C 7,000. So A has received or purchased, you can see a total of 12,000. Purchase is not such an appropriate word, more of receipt, because they are not buying and selling, they are just transferring goods. So A has received 5 from B and 7 from C. Let's see what B has received. B has received 10 from A and B has also received 9 from C. 10 from A and 9 from C, a total of 19,000. And how much C has received? C has received 20 from A and 10 from B. 20 from A and 10 from B. Is this part understood? What I have done here is I have just seen how much A has supplied or the respective departments have supplied to the other departments, and here I have seen how much the respective department has received from the other departments. Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? Is this understood? This transfer understood? It's as simple as that. There's nothing else to be done here.
Teacher,
Yes.
so do we have to write it in the same order? Like we cannot exchange it like 30,000 we write this side and the other amount that side.
You mean 30,000 here, 30,000 here, and 12,000 this side?
Yes, teacher.
How
Is
can you
there any
exchange it?
problem?
How can you exchange it?
So
You're
maybe
talking about goods that are supplied. There's a difference between the amount that is being supplied by A and the amount that has been received. Can you exchange purchases and sales? Can I say A has purchased here 6 lakhs and sorry, instead of 1,80,000, can I put 6 lakhs here and can I put 1,80,000 here? Can I do that? Can I do that?
no.
Or, no. Then how can you do this? We can't do that because A
Okay.
has supplied 30,000 in total and has received 12,000. So we can't mix up the
Okay.
two. Yes, we need to combine because see, if you don't combine Muriel, what will happen is you'll have so many entries here. Okay, we will have so many. In a working note or somewhere in a rough note, you can do your separate entries. It's better to combine, otherwise imagine how much you'll have here. Okay, so you can just calculate. Once you get used to it, I don't think you'll even need that. You can just look at that thing and do it. Okay. Next, we still have some items in that figure. We have wages 40, 60, and 80. Two wages 40,000 60,000 and 80,000. Okay. Now, I always explain this when I'm doing final accounts. We have something called as wages. We have something called as salaries. Wages are always taken in the trading account. Salaries are always taken in the profit and loss. If you have an item wages and salaries will go in the trading account. But if you have salaries and wages will come in the profit and loss. Always remember this. Okay, wages are more associated with production and manufacturing. Salaries are more associated with administration and selling. Okay, so remember that wages are always in the profit and loss, the trading account. And the last one we have here is by closing stock. And the closing stock given is 80, 50 and 40. 80, 50 and 40. Okay. What we can do is we can either find out the gross profit or gross loss now, or I prefer to post everything and then come back and find out the gross profit or gross loss. Okay, so I'll leave the calculation of gross profit or gross loss towards the end. I will just post the remaining items. Okay, so let's just finish now. Following expenses were to be allocated equally. So we have this now. Telephone charges 30,000. So I'll say two telephone charges 30,000. Now what's the meaning of equally? Equally will be 1 is to 1 is to 1. So if I have to divide 30, if I have to divide 30 between the 3, it will be 10, 10 and 10. Okay. Similarly, office expenses, same thing. 2 office expenses. Again, the same ratio. They've said equally, that's 1 is to 1. And how much are your office expenses? 9,000. Now, if you try to divide 9,000 equally into 3 parts, it will be 3, 3 and 9,000. Divide the ratio 1 is to 1 is to 1 equally. And finally, you have salaries of 6,000. To salaries 6,000. 6,000 will be, each one will get how much? 2,000, 2,000 and okay. Now we come to other expenses. Rent rupees 24,000 to be divided in the ratio of A 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So let's just write that rent to rent. Now I need somebody to tell me. Now they said here 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 2. Okay, they've said here 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 2. Can I say this is 1 is to 1 is to 1? Can I use this as 1 is to 1 is to 1? Can I use this as 1 is to 1 is to 1, or do I need to convert it? It's 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 2. Can I use it as 1 is to 1 is to 1? Yes or no? Quick, quick, quick. Can I use it as 1 is to 1 is to 1? I'm just asking. So when I say 1 is to 1, say rent is 24, I divide it into 3 parts. So it will be 8, 8, 8. Can I do that? Will that be correct? Because this is given as 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and half. Okay. I cannot do that. Why? Because they are not all the denominators are not equal here. This is half. This is 1 by 2, this is 1 by 4, this is 1 by 4. So what I need to do is I need to convert this ratio. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert. So you have here 1 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 2. Okay, what I have to do is I don't know whether you all know this. You have to take the LCM. You'll have to take the LCM. How do you take the LCM? I'll show you another way of doing it also, but you need to learn to take, you need to understand ratios. Okay. So for example, say for example, I do this. Okay, 4, 4, 2. You must have learned this in maths. So what goes into all these? It's 2 twos are 4, 2 twos are 4, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 1. Okay, so basically the LCM is, the denominator is 4. The denominator is 4. What gives 4 into what gives you 4? 4 into 1. So 1, 4 into what gives you 4? 4 into 1, so 1. And 2 into what gives you 4? 2 into 2. So 2 into 1 gives you 2. So the ratio is basically 1 is to 1 is to. I hope this is understood and I hope you know this. This is maths. Yeah, okay, yeah, correct. Then you get it, you have to get the ratio. So the ratio is basically, here the ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 2. Okay, how did I get that? You take all the denominators. This only happens when the denominators are different. Now, when it's equally, what would it be? Three parts, right? 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. But here the denominators, two people are getting 1/4. Sorry, two departments are 1/4. One department is half. So you take the denominator, see what it can be divided. Okay, and then uh, you get the common, the least common multiple, that's 4. 4 into what gives you 4? 4 into 1. Multiply that with the numerator. Similarly, 4 into what gives you 4? Multiply that with the numerator. 2 into what gives you 4? 2 into 2. 2 into 1. There's another. So if we do take this, what do we get? 24,000. We'll get 24,000. It will be 24,000 divided by 1 in the proportion of 1 is to 1 is to 2. Okay, so I hope everyone knows how to divide this. 24,000. So if I try to divide 24,000, it will be 24,000 divided by 4 will be 4, 4 eights are 24. So it will be, yes, that's another one. That's another way of doing it, Audrey. I've shown you this because we will have to use it this way also. Sometimes you may have to do it, use this method. Okay, so 24,000 divided by 4 divided by 24, it will be 6,000, 6,000 and 12,000. Now what Audrey is suggesting is also fine. You can do it as 24,000 into 1 by 4, 24,000 into 1 by 4 and 24,000 into 1 by 2. This is also fine. We'll get the same answer. Okay, you'll get the same answer. So this is either way you find the LCM or you can do it this way also. Why I've taught you this is in some problems we will have to find the ratios like this. You may have to find. Okay, so it's good to know both the ways. Whatever is comfortable to you, you all can do. So we have shown the rent. Next thing is other expenses, discount allowed, 18,000. Now discount allowed has to be on the basis of sales. To discount allowed. Okay, now we'll have to find the basis of sales, always the net sales. Now what are the net sales here? Now if you check the ratio, 6 lakhs, 1 lakh 2,000, 1 lakh 80,000. Okay, what we can do here is, say if I just write this down, 6 lakhs, 1 lakh 2, 1 lakh 80, 6 lakhs, 1 lakh 2,000, 1 lakh 80,000. First we can do is, to make it simpler, we strike through all these. Strike through all these. Three zeros, huh? Don't cut all, to cut the same number of zeros in all three. Now, what you can do is now instead of breaking your head and dividing this, bringing it down to the small numbers, what you can do is we can just get a total of this. Okay, so what's a total? What we can do is we have to divide discount allowed, that is 18,000. This is your rent. This is discount allowed. Discount allowed. We have to divide 18,000. So what we can do is 18,000 in the ratio of 600 is to 102 is to 180. Okay, this is a faster way of doing it, instead of, because you will waste time doing all your tables and calculations and bringing it down. So what I'm going to do is 18,000 into 600 by 600 by how much? 600 plus 102, 702, 802, 882. I hope you've understood what I've done. 18,000 into 102 and 18,000 into 180. So what I've done, I've saved you that time of bringing this down, of reducing this. Okay, so you can take this as it is. If you have time and you want to reduce it, you can do that also. What I've done is just take this figure as it is. 600 is to 102 into 100 is to 180. So 18,000 into 600 divided by 882. How did I get 882? 600 plus these two numbers, 700, 800, 882. Is that clear? Now if you divide this, you get your rent comes to, sorry, your discount allowed comes to 3, 6 and 9. It comes to 3,000, 6,000 and 9,000. Okay, I think I got the ratio a little wrong. This is not 1,80,000. This is 18 lakhs. Okay, so this would be 1,000. Okay, I've got this a little wrong. Just check the sales again. It's 6 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 1 lakh 2,000 and 18 lakhs. Sorry. 6 lakhs and 18 lakhs. So this would be 1,800. And I think this is not, the sales here are not, just give me a minute. I think I've got the figure slightly wrong to the problem. Okay, sorry, there's another zero here. Okay, there's another zero here. Sorry about that. So this will become 12 lakhs 20,000 minus 20,000. So this becomes 12 lakhs. 12 lakhs minus 20,000. Yes, 12 lakhs minus 20,000 becomes 12 lakhs here. So this again becomes, yeah. So this is 600, 1,200 and 1,800. Now I think it's quite easy. You can remove all these three zeros. I just complicated it by getting the wrong figures. So this is now it becomes the ratio becomes very easy. Okay, so now it will be 6, 12 and 18. So it will be 1, 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12 and 6 threes are 18. Okay, so it's just as simple as this. Into 1 divide by 6, 18,000 into 2 divide by 6 and 18,000 into 3 divide by 6. Okay, so it becomes very simple. So the amounts are, this is correct, the amounts here are correct. So the ratio is basically 1 is to 2 is to 3. Sorry about that, I got the figures in the question wrong. Is this understood? Is this understood? Students, do you have any other lecture or can I just finish this problem? Because it's past time. Can I finish because there's not much left. Is it okay if I finish the problem? Okay, fine. Okay. Next, we have discount allowed. Now, legal expenses go to general profit and loss account. So, when we prepare that, we'll take that. Bad debts again is based on sales. So, I'm going to use the same ratio. Two bad debts. Two bad debts. Two bad debts is again based on sale. 1 is to 2 is to 3. That is, you divide 15,000 in the ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 3, and you divide 15,000 in that ratio, you get 5,000 and 7,500. Okay, so two bad debts. And what else do we have to divide? And insurance, income tax. Income tax goes in the general profit and loss account. Insurance of goods. Now, insurance of goods, to insurance of goods. Now, I told you insurance of goods is an insurance policy taken to protect the stock. Okay. Now, on what basis we calculate that is on the closing stock that is held by each of the departments. Remember this. Okay, it's calculated on the closing stock held by each department. So here, if you check the ratio, what will you get? 80 is to 50 is to 40, you will get 8 is to 5 is to 4. So insurance of goods, I'm going to divide in the basis of 8 is to 5 is to 8 is to 5 is to, okay. So 8 is to 5, what is the amount? That is 6,800 divided in the ratio of 8 is to 5 is to 4, you will get 3,200, you will get 2,000 and you will get 1,600. Okay, just transfer these working notes down. These are the working notes. Right? So this is what we have to do in the departmental profit and loss account. I'll just post these other two items which we have not yet taken: legal expenses and income tax, which go in the so-called general profit and loss account. General profit and loss account. So here we have two legal expenses. To legal expenses, the amount is 24,000, and we also have two income tax, which is 63,000. Okay. So we have posted everything. What we have to do now is just do the balancing and the closing. So here if you check, we will have the credits are heavier, so we have a gross profit here. So the total amount here is, total here comes to 7,10,000. Then we have 10 lakhs 65,000, and here we have 18 lakhs 56,000. And to gross profit we have, to gross profit we have 4 lakhs 28,000. Then there is 8 lakhs 26,000 and 9 lakhs 66,000. So if we say to gross profit, we immediately bring down the gross profit by, say, to gross profit carried down, and by gross profit brought down. And then you calculate your net profit. First total, again we have a net profit here. The total here is 4,28,000. Then there is 8 lakhs 26,000, and we have 9 lakhs 66,000. So our net profit, this is the departmental net profit now. To net profit carried down, 3 lakh 93, 3 lakh 98 300, 7 lakhs 92,000, and 9 lakhs 20,000. So what we do is, here when we are writing the net profit, by net profit brought down, A, it is 398 300. B, or you can just put it outside also. You can put it in a column or outer column, it's up to you. B, and we have C. So here we have 7 lakhs 92,000 and 929. So the total here comes to 21 lakhs 11,000. 21 lakhs 11,000. So the final net profit of the entire organization, to net profit, we have 2 lakhs, 20 lakhs 42, 20 lakhs 24,000, 20 lakhs 24,000. Okay, so what we need to be careful in these accounts is the ratios and on what basis to calculate if nothing is mentioned. Any questions, students? In some problems, you may have to go ahead and prepare the balance sheet. Here, we don't need to prepare the balance sheet because we don't have any items of the balance sheet. There's no assets, no liabilities given to us. So that's why we're not going to do the balance sheet. Okay. Otherwise, some problems we will be doing the balance sheet as well, but here we don't have to do the balance sheet. Any questions? If there are no questions, you can leave. Thank you very much for your patience.